Happy Hump Day. How you doing? Well, getting there. Couple more things to get done around here this week. I'll get some of it done today. The rest will be done by Friday. The main big thing was all the painting in the bedroom. They say proper planning and preparation is the key to have any success at anything you're doing. Very true. It's worked for me in my life. Speaking of that, job, you don't seem to be very good at planning things, are you? How you gonna paint that motel room when you got all that shit up against all those fucking walls? The thought occurred to me. Shouldn't you have painted all that first before you started hoarding up that place? Now you gotta move everything away from the walls to be able to get behind there to paint everything, and when it's dry, put everything back up against the walls. You're giving yourself twice the work. Then again, those walls will never get painted, will they? Somebody pointed something out to me I forgot about bikes. Now, I don't know how the weather is there in New Jersey, but I know around here growing up, having bikes, my brother had a bike, my late sister had a bike. My father had a shed in the yard to put the lawnmower, and we put our bikes in there. Make sure you put your bikes away. Don't leave it out in the rain. It's going to get all rusty. But our kids sometimes, leave it out, not put it in the shed. It would rain overnight. Fall one day already, things were starting to get little rust spots on it. And that was just overnight. Now, all your bikes, you had them sitting out in that city dump you called a yard at your rundown shack. How long were those bikes left out in the fucking rain? I'm quite sure all the brake levers and cables are all... There must be some rust on those things. Here, there, and everywhere. Unless they have a special type of metal chrome that doesn't rust. Then again, you can get that off. There were ways. Feel like I'm coming down with a cold. Some people even Coca-Cola was good for taking off rust. Take an SOS or a Bro pad sometimes when it was a little more in there in the fenders. The spokes were a bitch to get all in there and on the rim. And wax it, If you waxed it, it held up pretty good. You just got like those light orange rings and spots. It didn't really, rust didn't really eat into the metal. But either way, those bikes were out in the rain for a long time, so I'm quite sure it's going to take quite a bit of restoration. And the brake levers and the cables, that will get all bound up. The way, you're going to squeeze the brake lever on those things, and the cable snaps, I'm quite sure you're going to have quite a bit of restoration work to do on those. But speaking of bicycles, somebody reminded me on a comment, and how I remember is I never had a 10-speed. I never had a 10-speed, never had a 5-speed. I had that 3-speed Huffy Stingray my brother had. It might have been a Ross, I'm not sure. Was it a... Anyway, I know his was it looked pretty much the same, but it was a different manufacturer. A different color than mine. And I remember I had friends that had 10 speeds. At that time, the most popular ones were the Schwinn Varsity, Schwinn Continental. To me, they looked the same. But the Continental was a little bit more money. It was a better model. They looked almost... I think the Continental, it came with, on the center tube from the seat down to the frame, it had like one of those holders for a water bottle. Maybe it had a rack on the back. It had a little something that the Varsity didn't have, and it was a little more money. Another popular bike, 10-speed, was the Raleigh Grand Prix. And Fuji had a pretty nice 10-speed too. And I do remember It was like gold, a gold color. You had it sitting out in the fucking rain in your yard. You said that was, your prized possession. Oh, wait a minute, you had two prized possession bikes. Now suddenly these two old Stingrays are your new prized possession bikes. That Continental was worth like over $1,000, and you had a kid's BMX bike. What happened to those? Someone told me that you did leave a lot of shit behind. Even once you were finally off the property, you couldn't go back. I think you went back that one last time to get the Bel Air off of there, have it towed out of there. They said, looking around the yard, you still had a bunch of shit left in that fucking yard, and they saw bikes sitting there. You mean to tell me you left behind two of your prized possession bikes there? Really? I'm asking you a question. You know, you are so disorganized. You have the mind and the thought process of like an 8-year-old. You don't know how to plan it. You don't know how to live. You can't manage your finances. You don't even know how to take care of your health. You're still smoking cigarettes. You're still sitting on a fucking mattress on the floor to watch TV, to sleep. Sit down on a mattress on the floor with a plate of food in your fucking lap, resting it on your belly. You don't even know how to live. You live like an animal. Even animals are more organized in their habitat where they live, and they're raising their young and sleeping and eating. And even a wild animal is more organized in their life than you are. It was all your friends helping you up. Huh? Like I said, I mentioned earlier, they all going by to hang out with you in your new bachelor room. Yeah. Any of them helped you with anything? Maybe go there and help you paint, move all that shit away from the wall. Help you do some painting. It's stuff with a roller. I only did. It was a pretty good sized walk-in closet. And believe me, man, I felt it in my fucking shoulders. You're there with a paint roll, and then you really, you're really gonna do that? Are you fucking serious? You were gonna paint that fucking room? Was that a scam with the motel management? The way Sanford sweet talked Nitrous Express into giving him a free nitrous kit. Oh, listen, I'll do something for you. You do something for me. You give me that free kit so I don't have to buy it. I'll get something for free. And I'm going to get this piece of shit 4-door, car in that baby bottle rocket to run a 10-second quarter mile with a 318 with just a cam and aluminum intake, a Harley carbon headers on. It's going to make your product look good. Yeah, okay, it sounds good on the surface. Is that what you did? You pulled the scam with them? Hey, I tell you what. You give me the paint and the supplies. I'll paint it all and I'll fix all the room up. You give me my first month's rent free. You don't have to pay a painter to come in here and do it. And they said, yeah, okay. Now you're going to fuck them over too, the way Sanford fucked Nitrous Express over. I'm serious. You guys have so much in common. Him with his big claims and projects, never does it. You with your big projects with your Bel Air, and now it's going to be two old Stingray bicycles, and you're going to paint the room, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. You guys have so much in common, you really do. If you guys thought about maybe getting together and do a collaboration on a project, a little bit of food for thought there, Jabba. Anyway, I got a few things to do around here today. A little something out in the living room, a little something in the dining room. Yeah, and I think I'm only going to do one of them today. I'm not feeling well. I feel like I'm coming out with a cold. A little bit of a headache and a scratchy throat. So I'll get at least one done today. Tomorrow back to the VTH. As long as I'm not sick, I don't want to be spreading germs. Some guys there, their health is not too good to begin with. But hey, I take it as it comes. And by Friday, it'll be done. And oh, by the way, I got the word. Yes, people do want to see another epic, monumental, historic, Academy Award-winning unboxing part 2. tomorrow, it's coming UPS. The first Nintendo, not a real Nintendo, but it does the same thing. That came FedEx. Came on time too. I was surprised. This new one now, the Super Nintendo, and it is a real, legitimate Nintendo. Super Nintendo. It's coming UPS, so there was an overwhelming demand to see another epic unboxing. So it should be in. I've never had anything come in late at night, like after supper. It's usually been like in the morning until like mid to later afternoon. So it should be in tomorrow by the time I get home from the VTH. Since I get all settled in and I get set up, so I can properly plan and prepare an unboxing that's worthy. It's worthy, for my 7, yes 7, but I'm not bragging, loyal, faithful, loving, trusting, devoted Uncle Brian groupies. Give them another classic, epic unboxing that they deserve. So, until then.